Oh boy, the wait is finally over. Season 3 of Shooting Lights Out is finally here. In the first episode, we're going to dedicate it to the women because they've been killing the game as of late. College basketball, the ladies has been getting it going. And then the WNBA had a blockbuster trade over the weekend that must be talked about. Season 3 of Shooting Lights Out starts right now.
Sound like some Viking music, don't it?
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go. Let's go.
Shooting Lights Out.
Let's go. Yes, your boy is back. Your boy's in the building. And it's season 3 of Shooting Lights Out. Finally finna talk some basketball now. I know. I'm sorry. I'm late. I'm getting on my basketball game. My bad. Took a break. Took a longer break than I wanted to. But, things happen and whatnot. But, hey, it's all good because I'm here. We're almost in the month of February. And we're going to be in the stretch run to March Madness for the college basketball men's and women's. But I'm here and I'm ready to talk some basketball. It's been a while. It's been a long time. Last time I talked basketball, the New York Liberty took home the WNBA championship, which made me so very happy. Haven't talked NBA, haven't talked college ball, I doubt. But now I'm getting back into it. So thank y'all for joining me in season 3 to begin season 3 of Shooting Lights Out here. And as you heard in the opening, as you see the show title, we talking women's basketball because that's all I want to do. Now, for disclosure, I haven't dove into Unrivaled yet. Heard good things about Unrivaled, but when I get time, I'm going to dive into it. I'm going to bring that into the show at some point, hopefully before it all ends. But I'm going to bring that into it. WNBA free agent has begun. We're going to get into them a little later on because that blockbuster trade that took place last night. Oh my gosh, what a day. Got to get into that. But first, we got to talk college hoops with the ladies. Because, man, it's been a fun one to watch. When I've been able to catch some of the lady games, it's been fun to watch. The men's has been fun too. The men's has been fun as well. And I'll get to the men when I can. I will admit that has been fun as well. So I'm not going to poo-poo that one either. That's been fun to keep track of, if I'm being completely honest. But man, the ladies, we gonna find out who really wants it. Because with the ladies right now, man, it's been one to remember. So let's talk about it. The new rankings came out. Of course, UCLA is still number 1 at 20-0, followed by the reigning defending national champion South Carolina Gamecocks, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the USC Trojans at 4, Texas running out the top 5 with UConn and LSU running out 6 and 7. The only reason why I'm showing these 7 is because these 7 right here, from what I've been seeing, from how people have been talking about the women's game thus far this season, these 7 should be in the Elite 8. These 7 right here should be somehow, somewhere in the Elite 8. Meaning they should be facing each other to get to the Final Four and facing each other to get to the national championship. And one of them of these 7 should be hosting the national championship. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Look at these. No more than 2 losses. UConn 19-2, Texas 20-2, Notre Dame 17-2, South Carolina 19-1, USC 18-1, LSU 21-1. And of course, UCLA 20-0. Let's start with the number 1 team in the country, the UCLA Bruins, 20-0 on the season, as we just mentioned. And this team right here, oh my gosh. since y'all like to do comparison, allow me to do one on my own. This UCLA team, it's pretty much it's the South Carolina team on the West Coast. That's what UCLA is. They the South Carolina team on the West Coast. And speaking of which, they beat South Carolina early in the season, back in November, and they beat them by 15. 15 points, 77-62. They are built exactly like South Carolina. They have the bigs inside. They have the guards. And they play some hell of a defense. They are built basically how Don Staley built South Carolina. This team right here, that's why they are 20-0. And when they got their 20 win, it was just yesterday when they went to Maryland and dominated the second half against Maryland. Came out 5-point lead for the Bruins going to start the second half, and then 26-14 in the third quarter, blew the game open, and Maryland had no chance after that. That's why you see the big right margin of victory for UCLA. They dominate you in the second half. Where when they was in South Carolina last year, right? Dominate you in the second half. First half, you might hang around, but when that second half hit and Don Staley makes adjustments, oh, you're done. And this is exactly how UCLA is doing. You may hang around in the first half, but once that second half hit, it is over. And that's the number 18 Maryland we're talking about that they did too in Maryland's own building. These girls are not playing. And Loyd, try stopping her. 21 points a game. Shooting 64% from the field, giving you basically 10 rebounds a game, giving you 2.5 to 3 assists a game with 3 blocks. So she know how to get it done inside on the post. And when you double her, she can pass it out 1 hour. Dude, against Maryland, they sent the triple between her. As soon as she caught the ball, she knew who to throw it to right away. Threw it right in the corner, a 3-pointer. Bam! Right then and there. Gave them a double-digit lead. And I was like, yeah, this UCLA team ain't nothing to play with. Lauren Betts knows how to play the game inside and out. She knows when it's time to get her teammates involved. That's why she's almost at 3 assists a game as a big girl. I want to say big man, but we're talking lady, so that's the big girl inside. She giving you 3 blocks too, meaning she's on the defensive man. She's protecting the rim. She's protecting the basket. So yeah, UCLA is the team to beat in college basketball right now. They already beat South Carolina. They proven they can beat South Carolina. They're the team to beat in the women's game thus far right now. Now, how do you beat the team that's the team to beat? Well, number one, you are the reigning defending champion if you're the South Carolina Gamecocks. Even though you already lost to UCLA, you still are the reigning defending champions in South Carolina. 19-2. 19-1 on the season. Only 1 loss. The UCLA loss. Okay, we got that. But this past Friday, look what you did to the 5th-ranked LSU Tigers, who suffered their first loss of the season. A 10-point victory. Between the second and the third quarter, you held them to 19 points, and you dropped 30. That's the difference right there. Your second quarter, you held them to 8 points. That's a abysmal second quarter. A total of 20 points scored in the second quarter is abysmal, but that is South Carolina and LSU basketball. That's what happens when you have Kim Mulkey and you have Don Staley go at each other. They make adjustments after the first quarter, and it's more defensive after that. And that's what you saw. Look, 22-21 in the first quarter, and nobody reached 20 points in any other quarter after that. This is what the LSU South Carolina rivalry has become between Kim Mulkey and Don Staley. And we're all here for it. We're all here for it. And I seen a lot of people was talking about Kim Mulkey and her answers and what she said post-game. She ain't lying. Found a lie. Don Staley knows how to recruit. When she gave Don Staley credit for recruiting her ass off to have the type of squad that she has. Especially with the NIL that's going on right now, you don't have to be a part of South Carolina anymore. You don't have to go to LSU anymore. You can go wherever the money is at now. But yes, South Carolina and LSU are still in the tops of the programs in college basketball. So yes, Kim Mulkey gave Dawn State credit's due. Now, you might not like the way she said it, but she gave her credit. Y'all take everything so literally. Look at the meaning behind what she said. She ain't lying. Dawn State has a ridiculous roster. Those players, at least a good 7, 8 of them, can go somewhere elsewhere and be the lead dog of that team. But they want to be with South Carolina and Dawn Staley. So, yes, ever since the loss to UCLA in November, I think it was the 5th game of the season. That was the 6th game for the Gamecocks, the 5th game for the UCLA Bruins because they went 5-0. The Gamecocks has been on one. They had to remind people that they are the reigning, defending national champions. And unless you got another reminder of that Friday night. And this team, look at this. Edwards is giving you 12.2 points per game. Flo Wheeler giving you 11.1 points per game. Powell 10.9 points per game. Basically 11 points a game. The whole team scores about 82 points per game. Between these three ladies right here, you're talking 34 points per game out of 82. That's 41 to 42 points. I mean, 42% of the team scoring. That means the rest of these ladies combined for 60% of the team scoring. Meaning they get it done as a unit. They get it done as a team. They play as a team. They work as a team. And that's what Dawn State brings to South Carolina. The team atmosphere. Look at it. Edwards, 5 rebounds a game. Okay. Then you have kids who giving you 7 to 8 rebounds a game. Watkins giving you 6 rebounds a game. They averaging almost 44 rebounds a game. They have basically 17 assists a game, meaning they are sharing the ball, and they come up with about 10 steals a game. You turn the ball over on South Carolina, you can call the lights out because they play defense in the Southeastern Conference under Dawn Staley. Oh, and by the way, almost 6.5 blocks a game too as a team. You're dealing with a team that can score 82 points a game. They rebound the hell of the basketball at 44 a game. They share the ball with about 17 assists a game. Oh, then on the defensive side, oh yeah, you turn the ball over about 10 times because they getting 10 steals a game, and they rejecting your shot at 6 a game. That's a lot to deal with. So yes, if you want to know as of right now, the Playmaker's first statement from the Playmaker when it comes to college basketball for men and women. UCLA and South Carolina is on a collision course for the national championship. There you go. I said it. UCLA, South Carolina are on a collision course to meet for the national championship. They are by far the top 2 teams in the country. No questions asked. UCLA and South Carolina, 2 of the best teams in the game. And they are built basically the same damn way. So you're going to have to bring some power, some star-studded power to knock off UCLA, who nobody has done thus far, or South Carolina. The only team that knocked off South Carolina was UCLA. Because you know why? Because they are built just like them. So they can play the exact game that South Carolina plays, and it works to both advantages. But this is basketball we're talking about here. If there's a way to knock off a juggernaut like South Carolina or UCLA, you got to have superstars. And the first superstar on the list, it resides at Notre Dame. Okay. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the 3rd team on the list. And we talking about this team has already knocked off UConn when they was the 2nd ranked team in the country. They knocked off Texas in the SEC ACC challenge, which was won by the ACC on both sides, by the way. And they are rocking and rolling. Okay. There is no denying that if you're going to knock off a team like UCLA or South Carolina, you need a superstar. And one of the main superstars of the year for the 17-2 Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Hannah Hidalgo. This girl here is something special. You thought it was a Olivia Miles team? That quickly turned to Hidalgo's team because Hidalgo, 2nd in the country in points per game behind a girl from Florida State, who, by the way, shout out to Florida State, going to Chapel Hill and upsetting the North Carolina Tar Heels. Got to give them love what love is due. Even I might be a Florida fan, but hey, Those of you who know me, y'all know I tell her how it is. But Hannah Hidalgo, 25.4 points per game, 49% from the field, 43% from 3-point range. You don't want to put in the foul. You don't want to put in the foul line. She's 83% from the foul line. Oh, by the way, she's just not a guard that can do it all. She gets in that rebounds too. 6 rebounds a game. She give you about four assists a game and 4 steals a game. These are her numbers this season. When you came into the season, you was talking Paige Beckers because she decided to come back. You're talking Juju Watkins. Those pretty much the main 2 you was talking about. Oh, Fly J. Johnson too from LSU. Can't forget her. She's doing her thing, but I'll probably talk about her the next time I talk women's basketball. I just want to focus on the main 4 right now. Dude, Hannah Hidalgo has put her name in that category. And she, outside of Lower Beck, she might be the best player in the game. She out of Lower Becks, Hannah Hidalgo, Paige Beckers, and Juju Watkins. Hannah Hidalgo might be the best player in the game right now. That girl is something special. She went head to head with Paige Beckers, dropped her. She went head to head with currently the 5th ranked team. Let me go back to you. Let me show you. Went head to head with Paige Beckers, beat her. Went head to head against Texas, beat them in overtime. I don't think Notre Dame, the UCLA, and USC played yet, but if they did, I'd be mad because I missed it because I would have loved to watch that game. Let me see. I think they probably did. Let me do some real-time research here. I know Juju and Paige got together. No, they haven't gotten together. Okay. But Hannah Hidalgo, that girl is special. And a player like her can pull off the unthinkable against South Carolina or UCLA the way that she's playing. And you still got Olivia Miles. And Olivia Miles has been more of a facilitator now because Hannah Hidalgo has been so spectacular this season. But Olivia Miles is averaging almost 7 assists a game. And with about 16 points a game. So you talking over 30 points per game between them 2 and a good 10 assists a game. Olivia Miles say, you know what? Hey, Hannah is on one. I'll just fall back and I'll be the facilitator. And I'll get my moments when they come. That's what's so amazing about this Notre Dame team. This Notre Dame team is something special. And Coach Ivey has done a phenomenal job since he became the head coach of Notre Dame. Just phenomenal work. So the 3rd best team in the country is the Notre Dame 49ers. And then we get to the 4th best team in the country. The USC Trojans. A team that is filled with aspiration for big things at 18-1 because they have a dynamic duo. We're gonna call it what it is, a dynamic duo led by number 12, Juju. Now, UConn, they already lost to Notre Dame, and they also took an L to the Trojans, 72-70 out in Connecticut, by the way. And then we saw that UCLA beat Maryland, right? But it was USC who started the downfall, the 3 straight losing streak of Maryland, because their first loss came to the Trojans. Both teams have 14 wins each, and USC was the one who got the 15 win first against Maryland. But Juju Watkins. What can be said that was not already been said about her? She's so young. We just waiting for the point that she's eligible to go to the WNBA because everybody's salivating for her in the WNBA. Because we seen what Angel Reese did. We seen what Caitlin Clark did. We seen when we did get to see Cameron Britt before she tore her ACL, which now she's playing in the Unrivaled League, which is good to see her back on the court. We seen what the future bring it, and then everybody was just like, wait till Paige and Juju come, especially Juju. But now Hannah has thrown her name in that hat. We can't wait. I can't wait to see when Hannah comes out and she goes to the WNBA. What she gonna look like based on what she's doing this season. Okay, but Juju 24.8 points a game, almost 25 a game, shooting 46% from the field, 36 from 3-point range, also shoots 83% from the free throw line. She's giving you almost 7 rebounds a game, 4 assists a game, along with 3 steals and 2 blocks. If you notice something, these girls that I'm highlighting get it done on the offensive end and the defensive end. They're just not one-sided. They are what we call two-way players. And when you say two-way players, that means they are good on the offensive end and they are just as good on the defensive end. That's Juju. That's Hannah. That's Loyd Bates. Okay. These girls are doing it well. And you have to be appreciative of that. The women's game has evolved to where you can enjoy. People are watching more of the women's game now than the men's game. That's both college and the pros. Think about it. People are fluctuated with the Juju Watsons, with the Hannah Hidalgos, with the Loyd Bates. Oh, and by the way, Juju got a teammate now. Kiki, the transfer from Stanford, putting up 18 points per game, shooting over 50% from the field, damn near 80% from the free throw line, which is very dangerous. Do you understand the two man game or the two women game this between Kiki and Juju right now with how they are playing? Not to mention 8 rebounds a game. So if Juju is averaging 25 and you have Kiki averaging 18, dude, that is 40. That's 43 points a game between the two. Shooting over damn near 60% from the field, 80% from the free throw line together, and you combine it for 14 rebounds a game. I'm just letting you know. The top 4 teams I just highlighted, either the whole team is on one or they have players that are stars or superstars that can get the job done. And look at it. Let's look at it. I ain't even get to Texas, who's the 5th ranked team in the country right now. And they have a girl by Madison Booker who is rocking the number 35. And if you know anything about Texas and you know the number about 35, you know who that reminds you of, right? And I watched her against Ole Miss on yesterday, and she was giving me KD vibes. The way she just took her opponent off the dribble and just pulled up in the mid-range like it was nothing to seal the game, like it was nothing. I'm like, man, look here. And we already know about UConn and Paige. Paige is back. Paige is starting to get back into her rhythm. Now, AZ Fudd had a dud last game. I think she only scored like 8 points. She was like 4 for like 20 or something like that. Not a typical AZ Fudd's game, but hey, these type of games have. But Paige Beck is getting it, and then they got another one that's coming up. Just saying. Sarah Strong. Oh my God, this girl here for UConn. She might be something to look at going forward when it comes to UConn because she is balling. I haven't even heard of her. So I'm trying to figure out with all these going on, how did Gino find this one? That's what I want to know. Because Gino Auriemma, still one of the best coaches in the game. Even though Don State is right there checking the crown from her currently. Because Don State has been on one ever since she got to South Carolina. But what? But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm looking at UConn is a problem. Texas is gonna be a problem. LSU, we know LSU gonna bounce back. They bounced back against Texas A&M, and they gave them one. But this Sarah Strong for UConn, averaging almost 18 points per game, giving you 8 rebounds a game, 4 assists a game with 3 steals and a block a game, shooting 58% shooting 59% from the field. And 75% from the free throw line. Gino, he got another one. So I'm just letting you know, the women's college game continues to get better and better and better. Gotta love it. Just know UCLA, South Carolina, Notre Dame, USC, Texas, UConn, LSU. Those 17 should be in the Elite 8. And then whoever else is the 18, let it be who it be. But those 7 right there, based on what this season has been, those should be the Elite 8. If none of these teams make it to Elite 8, then something happened down the road from this point forward before we got there. But outside of that, those are the 7 teams that's offered. And the Final 4, Why not UCLA, South Carolina, USC, and Notre Dame? Because them four, they either got the team that is built correctly in South Carolina and UCLA, or they got the superstars like the Hannah Hardogas, the Juju Watkins, and it's gonna be something going down the stretch here as we getting close to February. And you know when February hits, we getting into championship week, conference championship tournaments. It's gonna be fun to watch. So stay with it. Just letting you know, stay with it. All right, we're gonna take a break here and then when we come back, big old trade happened in the WNBA, and you know we gotta talk about it. Be right back.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition,
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
In a world where chronicles of the past are brought to the streams, whether the content is relatable or completely beyond your realm of life, there is no shadow of a doubt that this show is absolutely full of shenanigans. Get ready for
D. Willie in the evening,
this Sunday at 10:05 p.m. Eastern.
exclusively on Sertoba Media, where the struggle is real to be awesome.
WWE Shop is your online source for all things WWE. Be a part of the excitement and score wrestling gear for big events like WrestleMania or SummerSlam. From current superstars to legends, from Raw to SmackDown to NXT. Don't miss this chance to shop for the most awesome WWE merch. Shop for the best deals as well as WWE gift cards and save big on your favorite items. WWE Shop at Fanatics Experience.
Cool McCain.
You thought you wanted Gunther against Chad Gable, but you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Chad Gable would take everything that Gunther's done and bury it.
The Playmaker.
It was on site. AJ Styles walked out there, seen LA Knight. Oh, okay, then we LA Knight hopped out the car. Let's go.
Break down everything in TNA, AEW, and all of the WWE programming. Join these two kings, monarchs of wrestling, live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central on the Play Caller Sports Talk YouTube channel. Oh, yes. The tradition, the pageantry, the spectacle, the history, the slut. Wait. I gotta rep my brother's stuff right. All my DMV soldiers, stand up! And welcome to the Commander's Gridiron Report. You want your commanders to be repped right? Well, D. Willie is your man. Commander's Gridiron Report. Every Monday at 3:05 p.m. Eastern, 2:05 p.m. Central. Exclusively on the Sertoba Media YouTube channel. Music by J. Cool.
Where my soldiers? Right side. Commanders. Where my soldiers? Left side.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Turning the Lights Out, the debut episode of Season 3 of Turning the Lights Out. Thank y'all for tuning in. Those of y'all who want to know, Turning the Lights Out is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, 502 American Angel Radio. Yes, we are on the radio. And the Real Rise Radio will be making its return to the Real Rise Radio here very soon, as that I am back talking to my basketball people. Now, with that being said, the WNBA. As I mentioned earlier, the New York Knicks won the title back in September. It was a great thing. Now we are in the off season with us. Why the rivalry is starting for the 3-on-3. Can't wait to get into that and talk about that on this show, but something happened last night, and it was crazy. A blockbuster trade took place involving, that's right, Jewell, Loyd, and Kelsey Plum. Around 8:34, as the AFC Championship game was going on between the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs, this news popped up. Jewell, Loyd to the Aces, Kelsey Plum to the Sparks in the trade. And what was that trade you said? Well, the Las Vegas Aces acquired Jewell, Loyd from the Seattle Storm and the number 13 pick in this upcoming draft from the Los Angeles Sparks. The Sparks grabbed Kelsey Plum from the Las Vegas Aces and the number 9th pick in this upcoming draft, along with the 26th second round pick from the Seattle Storm. And then the Seattle Storm grabbed Lee Yui and the number 2 pick in this upcoming draft and a first round pick from next year's draft from the Las Vegas Aces. But the main thing is it is Jewell, Loyd to the Aces and Kelsey Plum to the Sparks. You have Jewell, Loyd now. The Gold Mamba, as she was named at Seattle, is now teaming with Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, and Asia Wilson, with Becky Hammond still the head coach of the Las Vegas Aces. Wow. Do y'all understand what this means for Jewell, Loyd? Do you understand that means Jewell, Loyd don't have to worry about handling the basketball as a point guard anymore? She can go back to being a shooting guard and being the gold mama that we know that she can be, and just get the ball in her spots and go to work the way that she would. Because you have the point guard and Chelsea Gray still leading the way. And then you have the most dominant, and you have the best basketball player in the game in Asia Wilson, the reigning defending WNBA MVP. Should have been the defensive player of the year, but hey, didn't go that way. You have the gold mamba, the point guard, and you have the best player in the league, all on one team. And then if Jackie Young wants to get back to where she was 2 years ago, because last year was a little off year for her, and Jackie Young becomes the fourth member, and they have a big four yet again. And then you have one of the greatest coaches in Becky Hammond coaching the team. And then they have the the 13th pick in the draft. Who knows what that will turn into? This is the Las Vegas Aces here that we're talking about. The two-time WNBA champions. Y'all tell me what y'all think Jewell, Loyd to the Aces mean. If they ain't the favorites to go back, I don't know who is. You can say Minnesota, you can say New York, and I am a Liberty fan. But damn it, this trade right here, the Aces are the go-to favorites to win the title now. And then you have the Los Angeles Sparks. You are dropping Kelsey Plum to a team that has Derica Hamby, who is a beast inside. Not the Asia Wilson level, but she is a beast inside. You're bringing back Cameron Britt, who was leading the league in shot, not leading rookies, leading the league in blocked shots before she tore her ACL, and she's coming back. And then you have Rakita Jalen, who hopefully with the new coach that they have, they will let Rakita cook. Because Kurt Miller did not let Rakita cook. Every once in a while, he let her cook, and she cooked. Rakita Jackson, it is a bona fide scorer. Okay? Let Rakita cook. Do they still have a Lexi Brown out there in LA? Because they still got Lexi Brown. Oh, my God. But, man. The Aces and the Sparks both got better. Instantly, they both got better. Which is fine to say because the Vegas Aces, you ain't know how much better they can get. You just dropped the gold mama in there. Well, damn. Didn't think about that. And now the Sparks get better because now you add another veteran to pair with the You have the Weekend Hammett that can mentor Cameron Brate. Now you have Chelsea Plum that can mentor Rakita Jackson. Oh my man. It depends. Now, if the coach will let these girls ball, the Sparks were gonna be a problem this upcoming season. And remember, the free agency just started. So we don't even know what other moves that's going to be made right here. Now, before I go in, let me give you the perimeters of this whole entire trade, because I want people to understand the details of this trade, because technically this trade is not official until for the next 5 days. Technically, the trade doesn't go in until February 1st, which is Saturday. But let me tell you how this trade worked. And so let me go to the ESPN article here and let you know how this trade worked, so that everybody has a clear understanding how this worked. So bear with me a moment. Now it says the deal cannot be official until February 1st, this Saturday, because it involves a signing trade for Plum. Plum entered the offseason as a free agent. Yes, she did. And indicated that her time in Vegas as part of the championship winning core alongside Adrian Wilson, Jackie Young, Chelsea Gray was coming to an end. The Aces used their core designation on Plum, so the only way for her to change team was via a trade, but she had to sign off on the deal, which she did. She joins LA on a 1-year deal, but hopes to stay with the Sparks beyond 2025, beyond this year. This is the first trade involving multiple number 1 overall picks. Jewell was drafted number 1 in 2015 to the Seattle Storm. 2 years later, Kelsey Plum was drafted number 1 overall to the then San Antonio Stars that became the Las Vegas Aces. So yes, when we say blockbuster trade, that's what we mean, and that's what it was. This was an enormous trade that helped both the Aces and the Sparks. When you lose somebody like Kelsey Plum, replace it with somebody like Loyd. It doesn't hurt the team. When you're the LA Sparks and you had the season that you had, and you got to get a new coach, and you drop in a Kelsey Plum, you instantly get better, just like that. So if you're in the Western Conference, the Minnesotas, it's a team you got to deal with who just came into the finals, lost to New York. The 2-time WNBA champions in the Las Vegas Aces. And now the LA Sparks continuously to make moves to get better. That's 3 teams right there. I ain't even talking about what's going. I ain't even talking about the Phoenix Mercury and what they're going to do with Diana Taurasi and Brittany Griner. Okay. They ain't even talk about, some of the other teams in the West. But right now, Minnesota, Las Vegas look like the top 2 teams in the West. And the Sparks trying to get themselves into that mix of being top contenders in the WNBA altogether. This is going to be lovely. Oh, man. Got more offseason moves to make, though, because I think they got to sometime in February, maybe March, to do something. Then you have to draft in March. And then when May gets here, it's the WNBA season. So, but as we get closer to the WNBA season, I'll start previewing more of the season itself and then talk more about every other team. But I can't do the first episode of season 3 and I'll talk about that trade. You just can't do that. So there you go, man. The debut episode of season 3 for Shooting Lights Out. Had to talk women's basketball, man, because women's basketball is taking over. If we're gonna be honest, let's be honest. Women's basketball is on an upcoming tick, and I'm here for it. I love watching the ladies ball their behinds on college and in the WNBA. And like I said, once I start being able to get involved into the Honorable League, I'll definitely be talking about that. So with that being said, that would do it for the first episode of Shooting Lights Out Season 3. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for watching our Playmaker Ball Network YouTube channel. And I'm looking forward to get back into my basketball talk. And when I get to the men's, I got a friggin' fire I need to hand out. That's for sure. Look forward to that. But until then, deuces.
You've done good. You've done great. But you can't stop here. You can't stop now. You gotta keep going. Through all your trials and your tribulations, you gotta keep pushing. Now, finish your canvas.
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go. Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you want to follow the podcast, you can follow it on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and a whole lot more. This has been Shooting the Lights Out.
Masterpiece.